An onsolace video!
Standing at 1.72 meters tall, Genji spent his youth enjoying and excelling at his ninja training. After he was left on the verge of death by his brother Hanzo, Genji was rescued by Mercy through an extensive process of cyberization, which notably augmented his natural agility. Although it would make sense for Genji to have incredible athletic capabilities thanks to these enhancements, the level of athleticism Genji presents is far beyond the realm of possibility. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Genji Exposed. Blizzard uses the term OMNIC to describe sentient robots, and through the ridiculous amount of cyberization that was required to keep Genji alive, it is safe to assume he is part OMNIC. Anyway, just being OMNIC doesn't grant the insane mobility required to pull off a maneuver like Genji's swift strike. I mean, if it did, this probably wouldn't have happened. Thanks to an equation provided by the National Center for Biotechnology Information, we can use Genji's age, gender, body weight, and thigh circumference to determine his thigh muscle volume. By subtracting the result of 42.5 times Genji's age plus 955.7 from 4,226.3, and then adding the sum of 45.9 times his body weight in kilograms and 60 times his thigh circumference in centimeters, we can predict Genji's thigh muscle volume. However, since we can only assume or predict Genji's weight and thigh circumference, the resulting thigh muscle volume calculation becomes too skewed to be considered accurate, so forget everything I just said. Alternatively, we can put the explosive power of Genji's legs into perspective by comparing his swift strike to the expected results of a standing long jump, also known as a standing broad jump. The world record jump distance of 3.73 meters was set by Byron Jones in 2015, and according to topendsports.com, any jump of a higher distance than 2.5 meters is considered excellent. Finding the distance Genji can launch himself is easy. All we need is a point of reference. By observation, we can determine that Genji is able to launch himself a distance of around 8 Widowmakers. According to Widowmaker's cosplay reference kit acquired from the Blizzard Press Center, Widowmaker is approximately 1.75 meters tall. So, through a simple calculation of 8 times 1.75, we can determine that Genji can launch himself a distance of around 14 meters from a standing position, a feat far beyond the realm of human or OMNIC possibility. So why is Genji able to do it? If we compare Genji to the other OMNICs in the game, we see one major difference. Genji's body emanates a green light, whereas the rest emanate blue. However, through the observation of Genji's cutting edge emote, we realize that this green isn't a light at all, but rather a tangible substance. As far as I know, there's only one tangible green substance that would be able to significantly augment Genji's agility in this manner: flubber. If you don't know what flubber is, it's a metastable compound created by the protagonist of the 1997 Disney film of the same name. So what does this metastable compound do? In layman's terms, if you apply a small amount of energy, it liberates an enormous quantity of energy. In fact, there's even a scene in the film where a basketball player is able to launch himself in a manner similar to Genji due to the prior application of flubber to the bottom of his shoes. This isn't all that Genji is hiding from us. In the animated short Dragons, Genji seems to deflect Hanzo's Dragon Strike. However, in a match of Overwatch, the enemy team has red abilities, projectiles, and structures. We can tell that Hanzo is considered an ally in the Dragon short as the projectiles dispersed from his scatter arrow are blue, not red. Therefore, if Hanzo is to be hurt by his own spirit dragons, they must be red, not blue. This means that Hanzo is actually taking no damage as these dragons pass through him. So why does he collapse? The answer is revealed in the shot that follows. Let's play that again.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of the neurotoxin emitters emitting neurotoxin.
That's right, folks. Genji emits a cloud of neurotoxin to incapacitate Hanzo, just like how GLaDOS emits a cloud of neurotoxin to incapacitate Chell in the Portal franchise. And don't try to tell me this isn't neurotoxin, because it literally takes the same color, state, and form. The gripping similarities between Genji and GLaDOS don't end there. In fact, both are robots with human consciences. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not suggesting that Genji is just a flubber-powered GLaDOS. Actually, no, that's exactly what I'm suggesting. I guess what I'm really trying to say is, Blizzard, please nerf me. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any crazy Overwatch theories you want me to try and prove, please let me know in the comments below. Also,